When did music go from just being a hobby to like this is what I do?
Uh,
When that
I've always, and it's funny because I'm not trying to make myself look like,
okay, well, quick question though. Before
yeah.
you get that thought, I remember you saying something about you could have been signed to a major label when you was little or something with a group or something like that. You know what I
It's
mean?
a good time to
Yeah,
mention this.
yeah.
So this is very historical, in a sense. So when I was young, we used to, me and a lot of my friends growing up,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to like Lawrence Battle,
Hmm.
Ronnie James,
Run
shout
it
out
down.
Grant Jefferson,
Okay, great.
Lester Lee.
Hmm.
These all those dudes I named outside of Grant are like third ward veterans. They went to Yates. They
Mm-hmm.
went to they from here. A lot of people know them. They for the community. They're here.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I was playing. I was classically trained in piano, but I was always into jazz and stuff like that more so. So Lawrence started playing drums back when Mars Music existed. Y'all remember Mars
Mars
Music?
Music,
Was
Mars.
next to Hobby Lobby off of 610,
Shit,
where the K&G suit the K&G suits is. It used to be that, I guess, Hobby Lobby, and then Mars Music was a giant place
right
that
there
had
off
we
of
sell instruments. It was like
like
a
Bel
giant
Air,
guitar center.
like Bel Air off of Bel Air right there
Correct.
by that McDonald's.
So Lawrence was taking drum lessons there, and there was a guy named Leon Mitchison, rest his soul. Leon Mitchison was a very prominent jazz player here. He learned from Conrad Johnson. Look this stuff up with the Kashmir Stage Band and things like that under the direction. So Leon Mitchison taught music lessons at Mars. So
Oh,
he started a band. We started a band there. So it was just us. So we would go over there, practice, do shows. We was called Third Ward Express.
wow.
That was the name of our band, and we featured a lot of the core was my friends, but we also featured like a guy named Corey. I forget his last name. I'm drawing a blank right now. People that like Corey was like he had scholarships to Berkeley and USC for music. Now he went to Berkeley College, but he went to play football, which is crazy. We always be like, bro, we don't know why you didn't just go to music. He was like prolific on the xylophone, the vibes. Grant Jefferson plays guitar. He plays with is it Pink Seafood right now? That's an artist out in California.
Oh, yeah, guitar player.
Yeah. So, but we used to play like Steak and Ales. We used to play city events. We would play jazz. But
what age were you?
We almost signed, or we had a nickname, RP Joe Sample. Now, if you know who the Crusaders are, like, you don't know music really. If you don't know, you got to do your research. I'm not trying to make myself look like a music snob, but you got to know your stuff. Joe Sample was a jazz pianist from a very world-renowned group called the Crusaders, right out of Houston, and we worked with Joe Sample. Leon Mitchison knew him, and we went in the studio with Joe Sample, and he called us the Neo Crusaders.
The
Neo Crusaders, which is like young. So he recognized us as like, we won the only competition at Astroworld. They had a musical competition at Astroworld. A lot of people don't know that.
That's
1 year.
Yeah, tell them about it, Joe. Tell them something, Joe.
Our jazz band, we went up there, bro. We was rapping and stuff before people. We was rapping with jazz. We was doing a lot of stuff before people would. Like, we really was trendsetting.
Yeah.
That, like, real talk. And like, but we won an Astroworld competition. We was making money on the weekends, like playing at little jazz cafes and things like that.
How old were y'all, bro?
Bro, we was 14, 15.
Yeah, right
but
there.
We all did sports, most of us, like me and Ronnie. So, it kind of took us away from that and things like that. But to answer your question all the way through, I got into music when I got back once we left college, I kind of got away from music. I was a little down about Third Ward Express ending because I wanted to do that.
Oh, I
didn't even want to go to college.
When everybody went to college,
our parents didn't believe in like they're like, you need to go get your education. I really wanted to do
Keep
music.
going.
I would have not went to college and kept doing it if I had that choice and stayed in that band.
Ooh,
So once
shit.
I did that, I kind of like, man, I used to be in Chicago, and a lot of artists was trying to get me to. I hate that I didn't do that now. In hindsight, like they was trying to get me in the studios. That's how much I wasn't in the music.
Damn,
thing.
you wasn't even.
I got away,
man.
man. Dudes was trying to get me in the
I
studios.
thought you would have stepped in.
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't doing it. I was like, I don't know if it was depression, or so I just was like, man, I was just like, I don't really want to, But when I got back, when I graduated, I worked for the Texans, and I moved. I was an intern. I worked as a corporate development and football operations for the Texans, and I was doing that. And then somewhere deep inside me, music got sparked again when I moved on Rosewood before we started the band Rosewood Thieves. And I was like, man, I really want to do music. And I started making beats. And I was like, I think I could do this.
Oh, that was your first time making beats?
And that's when I started making beats. I would be up all night making beats and stuff like that on the laptop.
Man, I know people just say making beats, bro, but you make some hell of a beats, bro.
Yeah.
Like, real talk.
I really appreciate that. I really feel like everybody feel like they got their own sound. I really feel like I really feel like
you made beats for like apps before and games,
video games and things like that. That's what I used to want to do as a living. I used to want to be when I was a kid, make music for video games. I got that opportunity small time through some university. I cold called University of Houston video game design professor, and I said, hey, let me make music for y'all students for their projects. And now I got music on, independent games and stuff. Like you can play a game and got my music on it. But yeah, that's how I started taking it serious when I met Kyle and James. Well, Kyle lived with me on Rosewood. It was 3 of us that lived there, and James was a friend of Kyle, and he would come over, and James could rap and freestyle. Kyle could rap, and I just started playing beats, and then that's how we started at that time when we started Rosewood Thieves. That's how I started taking it serious, and we started performing all around the city and all kinds of stuff like that,
So, when I hear your music, I ain't gonna lie to you, I hear all kind of stuff, man. I hear like from Kanye to Outkast to Missy Elliott, the Big Crit, to A-Ball, MJG. Like, who influenced your sound? Like when you in there making a beat, what is going like? Who inspires you? Because I know you got.
And that's a tough one because
you got that old school vibe.
It's seasons. It's seasons. Like I'm going. Like my season right now. What I'm going through is I'm not trying to shade rap, but like I was a musician first, so I kind of got turned off of the state of rap in a sense, and like I don't even really listen to rap like that, especially new rap. I listen to I was a jazz musician primarily, so. But at the same time, rap is very much so a part. So you're right. Like my influence is like my favorite producer for the longest. For a while, I was obsessed with that whole Super Friends, which was like Super Friends. If you don't know, is Timbaland, Missy, Genuine, Leah, Static Major, Nicole Ray, like Playa. Cheers to You. I don't know if y'all know Playa and stuff like that, but like they had their own sound. So I like that futuristic and stuff like that. But I have like a gumbo of influences. That's why it's gumbo, you name. I can make anything, man. I can make country music. I can make classical music. I can make jazz, rock. In the band I play with. I want to give a shout out to Troy, Troy Leonardo, Troy Owens, who I'm in the band with Vo right now. We did our first show last week at Warehouse Live. It was great for the 420 Fest. That was great. That was the first time I've been on stage in a while. He plays guitar, excellent guitar player. But my influences, they changed. But early on, it was like Parliament, Funkadelic, Outkast, like you said. I'm a big fan of Pimp C, But as of late, it's been like Junie Morrison's, who used to play with the Ohio Players, as the keyboardist for Ohio Players in Parliament. I'm really into rock music. I'm really into like you wouldn't. My palette is
think about
different. It's
you.
like I'm listening to a lot of Rush right now. I don't know if y'all know rock music.
He on some Rush. He everywhere, y'all. Look at him. He everywhere.
Yeah, I listen to Rush. I listen to what's their names? I said Junie Morrison, Zapp, Roger Troutman. I listen to James Brown.
I'm everywhere. Listen.
I mean, I'm all over the place with it. And every year, it's something else that draws me into to where my sound is and something. But